If you have any questions or concerns about this week's episode, please call or text producer Dan at 778-288-9255. Start the party, Dan! Time to turn it up. We're getting crazy, going wild, talking nasty stuff. Dude scrolling hell, like what a dumpster fire. Boom, roast, mad post, sticking up the replies. We don't want to go to school, we don't want to get a job. We just want to get online and get our asses blocked. We don't follow the rules, we do whatever we want. It's Block Party, the podcast, like we're tweeting a duck. Block Party, Block Party, Block Party, my mentions are fun. Block Party, Block Party, Block Party, I quote tweeting a duck. Hello, friends, idiots, and friends who are also idiots. Welcome to your favorite podcast about social media and rejection. It is Block Party. This is episode number 266 and our first ever Christmas Day episode of the show.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, everyone.
I'm John.
I'm Stefan.
And with us is a fantastic guest, one of our favorites here, a multiple-time returning guest to the show, very funny comedian whose debut album, Burger, She Wrote, is out now. Casey Novak is here.
Hi, Casey.
Casey's doing the
thanks for having me. Thanks for having me back, boys.
Thanks for coming back. And this is, this is a first time for us. I think this is the 5th year of the program, and the episode has never fallen on Christmas Day before. So we're not recording it on Christmas Day. It's December 18th.
Oh, that'd be insane. We don't record our episodes the day they come out, John. That's nuts. Come on.
So anyway, you're listening to it on Christmas, but we are recording it 1 week before. I am ill.
Yeah.
And not in the cool Nas way. But
yeah.
I am just,
you have COVID.
Yeah, I'm straight up illmatic, but not in the Nas way.
Yeah.
I'm hurting. Casey, this episode comes out on Christmas. Where are you going to be at next week on Christmas?
Am I selling it?
Yeah. You're selling it very well. I like that you have the hat. That's very...
The hat helps, yeah.
I don't know where it came from. It was just in my closet.
It looks good. I mean, it fits you perfectly. Looks good.
Yeah, it's nice.
Thank you. I will be in Mason, Ohio, where my family is on Christmas Day.
Mason, Ohio. Now, what is that? What city that I have heard of is that close to?
Yeah, Cincinnati. It's a suburb of Cincinnati.
Okay.
Cincinnati. Yeah.
Are you going to be eating on Christmas Day? Will you be eating that slop?
No, I'm anorexic for Christmas.
Okay.
Are you going to be eating? No, I
won't.
Well,
no, I was going to ask if you're going to be eating the regional slop that you guys love so much.
Skyline chili.
Skyline chili. The meat water. No, so we're not native to Cincinnati. So I was onboarded as a Cincinnati when I was 8, and it was too late. You got to get that in your system by the time you're 4.
So you don't have to pretend to like it, which is nice.
Yeah, no. I mean, I will down one chili dog a year.
Sure. Chili dog, I feel like, is acceptable. A chili dog is fine. Although, is it the chili in Ohio? It's got like cocoa powder in it or something, right?
Yeah, that's the legend. I don't know what the truth is. They're spinning lies. I don't know. The best thing to have in Cincinnati is Grater's ice cream. That's where it's at.
Oh,
That's the regional treat.
What is there? Describe the ice cream, because I am a big ice cream head, and
Me too.
You and I have kind of bonded over the last little while because you're a fellow ice cream head.
Yeah, do you see what I'm wearing?
I can't. It just looks like a black shirt to me.
Oh, it says, it's very faint, but it says Be Earnest. This is Earnest merch.
Earnest ice cream merch.
Okay.
Love that.
I'm wearing ice cream merch, fools.
Well, and you also, I've talked about this on the show before, I believe, but one of my favorite Vancouver ice cream places that is kind of low key, that I feel like a lot of people don't know about, is Soft Peaks. And you would go there quite often because you used to work, or you still work right across the street.
No, I'm in the perfect position where I'm still employed by them, but they never schedule me.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
That is
Soft Peaks looks really good. Oh my God, I just looked it up.
Soft Peaks is amazing. If you've never been,
it's soft serve too.
It's soft serve.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Great toppings.
Holy shit.
Avalon Dairy Creamery, so it's all organic.
Oh wow.
Milk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks really good.
It feels good. It's healthy.
It's insanely good. It's one of the best ice cream spots in Vancouver that no one talks about.
Facts.
Wow.
Can I say that? Right?
Yeah, you can say that. It's okay. So if we're ever in Cincinnati, Grater's ice cream.
Yes.
So what's it like? Can you give us is it like
what's
creamy? Yeah, tell us about Grater's.
So my Grater's t-shirt is in the closet. Do you want me to grab that?
I mean, you can if you want.
We can see. Well, I guess I'm on a computer, so I can just look up. How do you spell it?
Oh, I don't spell anymore.
Yeah. Stefan actually, Stefan's pretty woke, so he doesn't actually want to go back in the closet.
That's right. Graders, ice cream. Yeah. Graeter.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, you got
Graders ice cream. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll make a pause for an edit point. But
Whoa, it has 6,000 stores.
oh, they blew up. But they're great because they have a French pot method. So I don't know what that means, but it makes the most delicious meltable chocolate chunks.
Oh,
And
it's really good.
I just want to correct John. They don't have 6,000 stores. He misread that like a fool. And I think he shook up because I beat his ass in Jeopardy yesterday.
Oh, to 6,000 stores.
Yes. Yeah. They have 50 retail locations. Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
I was going to say, that's like the most popular ice cream chain in the world.
Unbelievable about 5 stores. I have COVID, bitch. So you know what?
I know. How are you feeling about how you feel? I whooped his ass in Jeopardy yesterday, Casey.
Because I had COVID.
I don't think that was why. I think it was because I made the best daily double bet of all time.
What was the daily double question?
It was pretty epic. It was a very easy daily double question, especially considering it was a $2,000 clue. Typically, a $2,000 clue will be a harder.
But
question.
it was a college edition, so that was part of it. But
what was it?
The question was, it was road scholars was the category, and it was about like roads or streets, like famous roads or streets, and the answer to this one was it was Dublin, and it was like
it basically was like, do you know where Trinity College is?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It mentioned Trinity College in the clue.
Yeah,
that's the rare one I would have gotten because I've been there for a minute.
I was very lucky because the next daily double,
Grafton Street, I think
it was Grafton Street, and it was between like Stevens Green and Trinity College or something. And the other daily double was something about like the English Bill of Rights, and I don't know any of that shit, and I wouldn't have gotten
it wrong,
that,
but you bet $1 on it.
Yeah, which was very smart of me. And then I bet all my money in the final round as well, which was stupid of me, but I wanted to flex a little bit. Are you? It's proud
crazy
because
your hit rate on Final Jeopardies is probably like 20%.
It's not good. Yeah, that was also a very easy Final Jeopardy question.
It was.
Maybe we can see if Casey can get it.
Sure.
Oh, I forgot what it was. Do you want to ask it, John?
Well, I don't have it up in front of me.
It was basically
I can find it.
Yeah, because we should get the wording. Yeah, but it was like
I'll get the exact wording here.
I got it basically instantly, and I'm quite stupid. So
you are very stupid.
Thank you.
Okay. So the category, Casey, is religious words.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it. Oh. It won't let me actually see the clue in JepSim unless people are playing the game, I guess.
Oh, wow.
That's fine. I'll go to JArchive.
Where are you guys playing this? Because I thought you were yelling at a TV.
No, there's a Jeopardy simulator program online
it's
that
really
someone
good.
has done using the Jeopardy archive, which is what I'm about to look the clue up in.
I just woke up to my... Oh, go ahead.
Well, someone has diligently recorded every clue that's ever been asked on Jeopardy online, and so that's where it comes from. Okay, here's the clue: religious words. This word for a concept in Eastern religions comes from Latin roots for "made in flesh" and "again."
I just became a robot. Say that one more time. Slower.
This word for a concept. Here, I'll copy and paste it into the chat. Then
it's easier if you're like reading it.
It is fair. In Jeopardy, you get to read it.
Yeah,
okay, so it's in the chat.
Oh,
this word for a concept in Eastern religions comes from Latin roots for "made in flesh" and "again."
Oh, reincarnation. What is reincarnation?
Yeah, bingo. You got it. Yeah. Killed
I'm
it.
a visual learner, so thank you for chatting that.
Hey, I got you. No problem.
So I did get lucky because the questions were pretty easy. But I'm looking up graders on Wikipedia.
Banana chocolate chip is amazing. I'm like a real sucker for a good banana chocolate because a lot of places don't do it. They won't. They refuse. So that looks amazing.
It says black raspberry chip is one of the.
That's the number one.
Yeah, according to Cincinnati Magazine, it's one of the foods that defines the city of Cincinnati. And again,
wow, really?
Yeah, I mean, amazing. Again, it's a low bar because the other food that defines it is just like a bunch of like garbage on a plate. So
it is surprising to me how universal the Skyline chili is. Whenever I mention Cincinnati, that's the first thing anyone I meet from anywhere says.
Yeah, because I think it's just one of those things where when you see it, you do not. It is like remembering where you were on September 11th. Is like the first time.
Well, I was going to say
saw.
it's like being regionally known for your diarrhea. Like it's really like we made that.
Stefan and I have been trying to put Vancouver diarrhea on the map for.
I'm trying really hard. Yeah, and Dan as well.
Yes,
fairness.
Probably
Dan's been trying maybe the hardest.
What am I trying to do? I wasn't paying attention.
Put Vancouver's diarrhea on the map.
Oh yeah, for sure.
How many times have you sharded yourself in the last 2 weeks? Sorry to put you on the spot.
3 times.
Okay. All right.
It would be a good burlesque name for you, Dan.
Which one? Vancouver diarrhea?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really good. Apparently, a French pot is a 2.5 gallon sized open container that spins furiously as it freezes the ice cream, which results in textures that cannot be found by other means.
Damn, this sounds really good. It's got a lot of celebrity fans too. Sarah Jessica Parker, George Clooney, Kevin Costner.
Oh, and it's French style ice cream have you had I'm sure you have, Casey. What's it called in Vancouver? There's a place that makes ice cream like this. It's called like Café de Glace or something like that.
Maybe.
It's on like 16th and McDonald, and it's French ice cream. They put eggs in it, so it gives it like a creamier,
super creamy. Yep.
Yeah. And so now I'm really getting a sense. What is that fucking called though in Vancouver?
You guys, there's some study. I need to actually read it, but the headline is that ice cream is actually healthy for you, but the health industry has been hiding that for years.
So true. It's called La Glace, Casey. La Glace. If you've never been there, I would imagine it's a similar. It's a French pot style ice cream place.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make it that way.
It's like crazy how long this Wikipedia page is for a regional ice cream place. I guess it's quite successful, but it's still
preserving. It's. I will say it. Hold up.
Damn.
It's up to the hype.
What other like Cincinnati delicacies are there, or is it just ice cream and chili?
Geta. Do you guys know what Geta is?
Geta, like Geta.
Yeah, like David Guetta.
Oh, Guett. I do know David Guetta very well.
It's again, I can't spell, but it's like Guett. It's a German.
I did. Okay, I have looked this up.
Yeah,
it does look like poop.
Okay, yeah, I haven't had it before, but I know
I'm sure it's good. But if you search, hold on.
I'm looking at it. It literally says mush in the Wikipedia. It's a meat and grain sausage or mush of German inspiration that is popular in Metro Cincinnati.
So if you scroll down to the bottom picture, tell me that isn't poop, and maybe Dan can bring it up.
It does kind of look like poop.
I'm sure this is good.
It says it's primarily composed of ground meat, steel cut oats, and spices.
Dan, here you go. I'm putting it in the chat here.
This is never a good quality for food, I find, because the next thing it says is it was originally a dish meant to stretch out servings of meat over several meals.
Oh no.
It's never good when it's like a depression era. We came up with this, like that's why the oats are in there, I guess. It's
even further back. I bet it was like famine food because Cincinnati has a large German history.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right. It is 19th century. You're on top of your Cincinnati shit, Casey.
Dan, go to the last picture. There's one. It's right at the very bottom. You'll know it when you see it.
Oh, it's also good that the.
Yeah. I mean,
that doesn't look like poop. It's all solid.
If you wanted to.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was.
What about, so this is, I have a friend from Kentucky, which I know is close by.
Yeah, my sister lives in Kentucky. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like right there.
It is right there.
He's a big fan of.
It's just like right there.
It's right there. There's a brand of barbecue chips called Grippos. Is that also a Cincinnati thing, or is that just a Kentucky thing?
People might get angry at me, but no, I'm not aware of those. Maybe, yeah. If I saw the packaging, I'd be like, oh yeah, those. But.
I've tried them before. They are.
Isn't there also?
Good.
I have a friend from Cincinnati, and he always speaks about a brand of pickles called Grillos.
Oh, I've heard of those also.
So we've got Grillos, we've got Grippos, we've got Geta. I mean, I'm fucking dizzy.
Oh,
yeah, I'm focused on just the ice cream. Did you guys ever see John from Cincinnati? I haven't. I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but Cincinnati is a weird kind of cultural.
That was the short-lived HBO show.
Yeah.
John from Cincinnati.
I'm looking up.
Doesn't sound exciting to me. I know of WKRP in Cincinnati.
Yeah. People just yell that at me too. It's just funny how when you meet someone and you find out where they're from, they just like info dump all the things.
Right. Oh, you're from Cincinnati. Do you know? Well, I mean,
Were you
Canada.
alive in the 70s as well?
We get that in Canada, but it's always, do you know this person?
Yeah.
That's like, for some reason, that's the big Canada thing. Oh, you're from Canada.
Like a 40-60 chance that you will. You know what I mean? Like it is.
It's true.
It's smaller up here.
I'm looking at the names of similar dishes on the Geta Wikipedia page, and some of the names are so unappealing. They're you hear this name and you're like, I do not want to eat that at all. Grody pudding.
My guess, you guys, is like food didn't start tasting good until like 1920. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh no, that's absolutely true. Which is why it's so funny to still be eating the shit from like the 1800s when you had to like. Grody pudding, also known as Grody dick.
Oh, good.
Is a traditional dish.
He's actually not been playing that well for the Raptors. So
far. That's really good. From the Black Country in England, it is made from soaked groats. What the hell is a groat?
So like a oat hybrid.
It is like a grain, yeah. So it is actually just the hulled kernels of various grains. Oh, so
good.
It's like not even the good part of the grain. It's just like the shell.
Grain.
This
is all the stuff that didn't go into the steel cut oats. we put it in a tube.
Grody dick. The other one that was really good on liver mush.
Oh,
I mean, come on. Scrapple, I have heard of.
You've never had this, Casey. You never had Geta.
No, but I worked at a diner where it was like a side option.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm sure. Look, I know we have a fair amount of Ohio listeners. I'm sure they'll get mad at us for saying this, but you guys eat like animals over there.
Oh, we're proud of it. We know.
Yeah. No, that's
we're gonna live forever.
Of course. I don't know if it's an Ohio thing or this might be more of like a Wisconsin thing, but there's the thing where it's like a holiday dish and it's just like raw beef.
No,
I feel like it's more of that's maybe more of like a Minnesota, Wisconsin thing, but I've seen that and it's like fucked. It's just
there's steak tartare, but I don't know.
No, because that's good. This is like let me look this shit up.
What's the difference though? Because
the raw beef.
Not doing much to raw meat.
They're called cannibal sandwiches.
Oh yeah. Oh, we've looked this up before.
We've talked about these before.
They look so
Reddit
gross.
Bro thing though,
because it's literally on Wonder Bread, isn't it? Isn't that like the whole thing? That it's like Wonder Bread with just like a slab of raw hamburger.
Yeah. So here's what it looks like.
No,
I mean, it's real. Yeah, I'm posting it here in the chat.
Yeah, I've seen this before. It's not good.
I'm not looking.
It's pretty bad.
That's so gross.
Yeah. I mean, again, I like steak tartare, but there's like an egg in there. There's other stuff in there, right? Like this.
But that's a whole cultural thing now. The carnivore diet, right? All those freaks.
It is.
I say that with respect.
No, you can call them freaks.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no respect for
because my friend, her brother went full carnival, and they were at a park.
Full carnival.
What did I say? Yeah,
you said carnival. Well, it's because you were saying carnivore, but reading cannibal.
Yeah. He was riding the rails. He was going up the Ferris wheel. But he went full carnival.
You never want a friend to go full carnival.
No, you don't. And you know what? In our friend group, that's always a risk. You went full carnival.
I went to college with a girl who literally did join the circus after college and then and is still in it. And
you can't get out. What are you going to do?
Once you're in, you can't get out. She's very cool.
What's your CV after that? Like, what do you?
I don't know, but yeah, she does the aerials with like the
silks.
The silks. It's so crazy. Yeah. And at one point, she broke both of her feet. She like fell and broke both her feet, so she just like had to be carried around because they don't have wheelchairs in carnivals. A lot of grass involved in like state fair level carnivals. So I feel like her carnival friends just like carried her around.
Oh my god! I don't know if that would help or hurt her OnlyFans after that.
I should see if she has an OnlyFans now. I mean, it's very possible.
I have looked up Grody dick, and it actually doesn't look that bad. It's like a stew, sort of. It's like a savory pudding stew kind of thing, and it does kind of
Probably got to
actually
be
look
a
like.
little careful when you Google grody dick. I'm
You-
Yeah, a picture of
yeah.
my penis might come up.
Okay, yeah, it is a thick
Let me
meat
finish my little
porridge.
story.
Sorry, Casey.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's my ADHD trying to like heal itself. But no, just my friend's brother, full carnivore, but he would sit around with a Ziploc bag of raw eggs and just slurp it in
Oh.
public.
Okay, that's disgusting.
What?
Okay, Mr. Grody Dick.
Well, look, the picture of the grody dick did look pretty good, but
Okay, I need to know more about this egg bag. Like
That's what it is.
like it was just like floating yolks in a bag, basically, or was
Yeah.
it, or had it been like kind of scrambled and thrown in the bag?
No, raw,
Mm.
baby. Raw. Full
would he eat them
carnivore.
fast, or would they just kind of sit there all day?
No, casually in conversation.
Oh,
Punctuating thoughts.
What the
Ah.
fuck?
that's really bad.
So the end
Was
time.
he like a freak before this? Like, could you tell that this
yeah,
is maybe
yeah,
okay?
yeah, yeah.
okay.
This was just a byproduct. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, that's fair. Because I feel like there are people you see online where it's just kind of like online has sort of broken their brain, and then they're just they're just like, oh yeah, I eat eggs out of a bag now, and you're like, I wasn't expecting this, but
yeah,
like
yeah,
this
yeah,
guy, it's egg bag makes sense.
yeah. The saddest matrix. Yeah.
One of the fast food guys that I like watching on YouTube has become a full on carnivore diet guy. And it's really funny. John, it's Ken Domick.
I don't care.
Of course, it's Ken Dominic.
No, I know. I mean, that's the likeliest
Care who it
one.
is.
Like Joey, I think is like semi-retired from doing reviews. He's down to he's done since September. He's done like 4 videos.
Wow.
So I think
Heart's not in the game anymore.
no, like legitimately, I think that's why. I think like medically, he is no longer able to do.
Right.
He was doing 3
That's
a
what I
week,
meant
right?
by his heart's not in the
Yeah,
game.
of
I
course,
wasn't
yeah.
talking about joie de vivre.
No. Although that's not there either. He's very depressed, I think. And Peep is still going strong. Peep's doing like 5 videos a week, 1 live stream a week. He's
loves
doing
it.
great. Ken has become a carnivore guy, and it's really funny because his YouTube thumbnails are so nasty now because it will just be like a huge greasy steak, and he pours like there was one I remember and it stuck with me, which is he was like frying eggs and then he puts a shit ton of butter on top of the eggs right before he eats them, and it's so gross. I just don't the whole like, oh, I don't want to eat seed oils, I want to eat like caveman did back in the day. Like caveman didn't live to be like 100. I think a lot of them died when they were like 30. I mean, for probably more like mammoth related reasons, but
He was our healthiest guy and he got tusked by a mammoth. Like, you always hear that story of like, oh, my friend died when he was 45. It was like the healthiest guy ever, and then just got hit by a bus. And it's like he was gonna live forever.
yeah. And then the bus showed
Then
up.
the bus, then the goddamn bus. Now, Casey, do
Yeah.
you do like, is it a big family Christmas we're talking about here?
No.
Do you do a big, or are you just it's a tight family affair?
We're against other people in my family. Keep it small.
That's
I
fair.
was trying to reach back to my history class. I'm like, what's that called? Isolationists. That's what we are.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. We have a dog though. We share the holiday with her, so
Okay.
it's a cross species holiday for us.
That's good. Like,
Okay.
what do you
Yeah.
mean we like you have a dog, but you never see it because you live in Vancouver? I don't understand what you're saying.
You get the dog a gift, is what you
No,
mean. I
I'm
think.
a millennial, so I can't own anything. So my parents have a dog, so I just
Okay.
kind of
I see.
glom on.
It's time you get some dog time.
You should try owning a cat. They're like the millennials' dogs.
I know,
basically.
but my apartment. This is Vancouver. This is not one of those
Oh, yeah.
apartments where I can. Yeah.
That's true.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
What is life, But
I know.
but
It's
do you
just
guys
sort
have
of
a big?
meaningless.
Do you have to host holidays, John? Or
I'm going back to Ontario on Thursday. If I'm
He's smart because none of his family lives in the city he's in now. So
yeah, I'm in
They can't
Calgary.
just, like,
we
show
got
up.
nothing. And I mean, even in Vancouver, I only had my immediate family, my parents and my sisters.
yeah,
so
and you would just go to their place. So.
yeah, exactly. So it was pretty small usually. For a while, we would go to my sister's in-laws because, like, my sister and her husband went to our high school and stuff, and I've known him since he was like 13, and his parents I've known since then also. And I used to umpire him in baseball.
Oh,
When
cute.
I didn't know
was
that.
like
Wow.
16 and he was 13. Yeah, and his parents coached his team He's deaf, so they had a whole deaf little league team. So everyone on the team was deaf, and then I guess they thought I was pretty good with the kids, that I was a little more compassionate maybe than some other umpires. So then they requested that I ump all their games. So I got to know his parents before. That was always the story, is like my sister, because of comedy and curling, she always like runs into people who know me. It is the very like Canadian stereotype. And she's just always like, oh my God, and she would always get really mad, or like, everybody knows my brother, they don't even know me, and blah blah. And then the famous story of that is the first time she went to Cole's house, there was a picture of me on the wall. So she like has a crush on this guy, and then because the end of the year I'd umpired all their baseball games, so they took a picture. They're like, oh, you're our favorite umpire, you should take a picture with Cole. And so there was a picture of me and Cole like arm in arm on their wall. So she's like got a crush on this guy from school, and then she goes over.
So funny.
Her brother's picture is on the wall.
That's so funny to love an umpire enough that you put a picture of him on your wall. Also,
that's sweet.
I'm like I was like one of the cops that like does a kickflip or whatever.
Yeah, but you must have been a really good umpire, actually.
I think I was just patient. I just understood that like. They're deaf. So I didn't really know sign language, but I, would know enough to kind of, help them out and whatever. Whereas I think, if you're 16 and you're umpiring baseball, most of them were kind of just like chuddy guys that like wouldn't have given a shit that everyone on the team was deaf or whatever.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Do you get hit a lot as an ump?
Yeah. You wear like a chest protector, shin pads, and a mask. But yeah, you get smoked. I got hit with a bat a couple times because kids like the bat flies out of their hand because they're not very good at swinging. You get hit in the face with the ball. Oh God. Yeah, absolutely. And you wear a jock, obviously. You get hit in the nuts constantly.
Yeah.
All right. Is it worth it?
Not really. I mean, umpiring is okay because it's mostly in the summertime, so you're just kind of like outside, and it's like a nice.
And you're not like running around or anything.
You're not running around. You just kind of stand there, and you just sort of, So.
All right. Did you ref hockey?
I've refed hockey, soccer, and umped baseball. I've done it all.
Get hit in that?
Oh yeah, and that sucks. Getting hit with a puck fucking hurts. And in hockey, you don't really wear that much gear. You wear like they're basically like hockey pants, which are like short pants. You kind of wear a version of those underneath your pants. So like if you fell on your butt or your hips or whatever, it's got like protection for that. And you wear shin pads, obviously, and elbow pads. But that's pretty much it. You don't wear any upper like chest protection. So if you get a puck in like the chest or the back, when you're a ref, you stand on the boards, right? So it's like a puck will come off the boards and it smokes you in the back and it fucking hurts. And the worst one I ever got was I reffed one game and I had forgot my shin pads. So I was reffing with no shin pads, and I went to go drop the puck, and there was 3 seconds left in the period, and the faceoff was at center ice. So there's like no way either team could score. And I dropped the puck, and the guy like tried so hard to win the faceoff. I guess he just didn't know how much time was on the clock, and smoked me in the shin with his stick. And I was like, it hurts so bad. And of course, like the one time I forget my shin pads, I just get annihilated in the shin. But yeah, I've done a lot of
get a real policing. Injury. Like, are you wearing a helmet?
Yeah, you wear a helmet. Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank God. All right.
Yeah, reffing's fine. I mean, reffing is funny because like in the NHL, if the players fight, the refs try to break it up or whatever. In beer league, they're like, we don't. You're not getting paid enough or whatever. Yeah, and you're not getting paid enough. Like people fight, they just fight, and you just hope their tempers run out. That beer league fight video I posted the other day is so insane, and I kind of want to watch it. So crazy. That one is. But you can see in that one too, like the refs are not trying to break it up really, because it's like, you don't want to get in there and get punched in the face or what.
Well, this is their therapy, right? This is male therapy for.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Dan, I'm gonna send this to you. Can you play this? Because we have the video episodes now, so we can watch this.
You don't want to save this for your social media update?
No, I got something else for that. but this is just like
We don't have to watch the whole thing, but it goes
fucking
wild.
crazy. Well, it's just one guy is like swinging his stick at people in the crowd and then skates away to try and get away from everyone and gets fucked up so bad.
So bad.
But in like the funniest possible way. And I do also like that it's like the fisheye lens from like the rink camera too. It makes it even funnier. But you can see them in the corner there. Or by the bench over there, I guess. And they're kind of going after each other. And here we go.
And we won't watch. Dan, you can skip most. This part's not that interesting.
You can see where the most replayed part is. So he's just swung his stick at someone.
Now he's trying to leave. Yeah. So he tomahawks someone with his stick.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's like right there.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And then he's like, okay, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And this guy shutting the doors.
Yeah, watch this.
No.
And then and then he just gets his ass beat for like an hour.
Yeah, those are rules.
Yeah, it's really good. Well, there's one. If you look at the timeline, Dan, I think there's one more spike. It might be here. There's a guy who comes in right at the end here. Yeah. And just after everyone has left, there's a guy who comes in and just like punches him in the head. Look,
wait,
I know.
Great video, Stephanie.
Well, I think the guy getting his ass beat for trying to hit someone in the head with a stick was
the
pretty
guy
fun.
closing the door.
It was
very
more
good.
the guy closing the door in the perfect time.
I don't get any. Do men really need to physically fight? Like, I honestly don't know. Like, is this something that really in your souls you have to get out? Like,
not me. I'm a
Yeah,
Not when you look like
small.
Stefan.
Yeah.
I kind of quit hockey once, like hitting, and once it got a lot more violent, like around when you're like 13, 14, the hitting starts to be allowed, and then the game gets way more violent.
Sorry, hold up. They just say, okay, guys, you can fucking punch each other now.
Not punch, but like hitting. Yeah. So there's like no body contact until when I grew up, it was Pee-wee, which I think is you're 11, maybe.
Jesus.
So it's like, I remember I took a hitting clinic. Like you would go and because you have to learn how to like take a hit properly and stuff. So you would go and you'd like, take this clinic and then learn how to hit and be hit and stuff.
Oh
It's
my God, why don't I just teach you how to cry? I don't like it.
Oh, I cried a lot. That wasn't my problem. That's probably why I had to quit.
No, but like reverse the hitting, just like get you in touch with your feelings.
Like, the way Cullen takes these hits, we can tell he's cried a lot before.
Are they banning hitting though in a lot of the younger leagues now?
Yeah,
or?
it's not as young as it used to be. I think now now it's 13 maybe before you hit. I can't remember.
You're saying hitting, but you don't mean like punching.
No,
you
body
mean
no,
checking.
like body checking.
Okay.
Yeah. Like fighting is not allowed.
Fighting's not allowed. Yeah,
technically.
if you took your gloves off, like if you throw your gloves down, like you're gonna fight, it's a long suspension.
I mean, technically, fighting isn't allowed in the NHL because you get a penalty for it, but it's allowed in that like you're not gonna get suspended.
Yeah,
for
you're
it.
not getting suspended or fined or whatever. But
Man, my dad played hockey. He's from Montreal, and it's I didn't know he
definitely a lot of people getting their anger out.
Yes.
It made sense because he's a boomer, right? They didn't have other options. But no, I just remember he took us skating for the first time because growing up in Ohio, you don't really skate. And I didn't know he was Canadian until we got on the rink, and he just left me behind. And he started like doing twirls. I was like, who is this man? And I'm like, oh, he is Canadian. And that's how I knew.
That was the
so
first
funny.
time you're like,
honest to God, because I heard about it and we would go visit Canada, but I'm like, my dad's with me. He's not from this other country.
Right.
But I saw that. But
skating. Yeah.
But also he was teaching me how to skate. So he just left me for dead. He just got me on the ice. It's like on this wall. I gotta go live my truth.
There's definitely, I mean, I level with that. Like I've definitely gone public skating, like on dates before where the girl can skate at okay, but not really fast.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, okay, I'm going to go do like 4 laps.
But you're missing the move. That's our move though. So you help us out. Like,
yeah. I'll hold your hand the rest of the time, but at some point I'm going to need to do some laps.
Take a lap. Yeah.
Gotta take a hot lap.
I can skate a little bit. I can't really skate backwards, but I can skate forward and I can like stop and stuff. But
I've never been skating with you. We should go skating.
We should. I would like to learn how to skate. It would be fun to join like a beginners hockey league for like people who have like just moved to Canada and don't speak English, and then like me.
I'm surprised it's not mandatory. Yeah.
I think it's just that Vancouver. If I grew up in Ontario, I'm sure I would have played. But in Vancouver, it's just like no one really plays.
In Ontario, it was noticeable when I moved to BC how little people played hockey. Like I would say when I was in elementary school, if there was like 20 boys in my class or 15 boys, like there's 20 boys, 15 of them played organized hockey.
Yeah.
And then I moved to BC and it was like,
there's just not that many rinks.
there'd be like
around.
3.
Yeah.
Like 3 out of 20.
Soccer's the big, like soccer's so big here because you can obviously just play it all year. Whereas in Ontario, you cannot.
That's the other problem. In Ontario, you don't play, like hockey's the only winter sport basically.
Yeah.
Unless
It's
you
like
ski or whatever.
All of the Canadian baseball players, for the most part, they all come from like Maple Ridge or Langley, like 90% of the time, because you can just play all year. I do kind of wish I played a bit more like indoor soccer. I've played it a couple times and it's really fun, and that seems like it's a lot bigger in Ontario because it kind of has to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm off soccer for probably next season anyway. So.
Yeah, you hurt yourself again, right?
No, it was my ankle this time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I hurt my ankle, and then the next day I burned my hand really severely making a pizza. So it was like you can kind of the blister popped, but you can sort of see.
Oh, you really burnt it. Oh shit.
Yeah, and then I mean you can't see, but you can see that one too. So
look at your spindly little finger.
I know. That's why I was so good at playing piano.
Totally. You should be a virtuoso. You fucked up with those. Yeah.
I mean, I played piano for like a long time.
I know,
and I think I could pick it up again. It's just like I don't have fucking room for a piano.
Ask Miles Anderson is a like piano virtuoso.
Because he has long.
He has his
long fingers.
BFA in piano.
Yeah.
So. Mine are wasted. I have really long ones too, but no whatever.
Yeah, you have beautiful long finger. I got little stubby. My hands are very small.
Yeah.
I got small hands and small feet, but
you can't tell that your hands
ass.
are. You can't tell that your hands are small on camera, though. I feel like you need to have something to compare it to, right? Like it looks like we have the same size hand if we're doing it here, but
yeah.
I feel like this became a children's episode, which is cute. We're like,
Stefan and I definitely have compared hands on an episode before, and there is pictures.
Oh, really?
Stefan's fingers are definitely longer than mine, even though he's like 8 inches shorter than me.
And my feet are bigger than yours too. It's weird.
Oh yeah, way bigger. I have tiny feet. Dude. I don't think I talked about this. My feet have shrunk even more.
What?
Shrink?
Yes. Okay, so I used to be. I don't know. Yeah, I gotta stop binding my feet. I used to be 9, like comfortably a 9. That was like all my shoes were 9. Then I would say probably about 10 years ago, 8.5. It was like 9s wouldn't even fit me anymore. 8.5.
Wild.
Then I just went boot shopping because I needed new winter boots for Calgary. 8.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Well, maybe the weird Benjamin Button thing, but just in your feet.
Maybe it's just that specific type of shoe or whatever that's like messing.
Could be. But I'll keep you posted.
Thank you.
Interesting. Okay. Thank you.
Speaking of keeping us posted, let's move on to our social media updates.
Very good. Because it's about posting.
Yes. And you're updating us like a social media update.
What popped up in your feed? Who are you following? What did you see? Sports or politics, tweets and skis, hot takes on the TL or fast food freaks. It's our social media update.
Casey, we always start with the guest. What's going on your social media?
You know what? I took a note, and this is what is happening. I listen to podcasts nonstop. I'm a shark. I just need to hear people talking about bullshit all the time. But I keep making this mistake of like thinking if I can hear you in my ear, then we're friends, and I can just DM you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I am constantly just going, hey, girl, I'll just hit up a complete stranger with a large following. I'm like, hey, here's a little note on this point that you brought up. And I keep doing that. I've done that like 3 times in the past couple weeks. No responses, which is correct. But
so you're fully into the parasocial relationship thing.
I love it. I went to a live podcast show here last month for one that was touring, but it just makes me feel, I'm sure you guys get this a lot, where people just feel like they're in your life.
I think what we get, and we've sort of invited it upon ourselves, and I think especially me with like the stream as well, is you'll get people insulting you. And, and like, but they're insulting you because like
they're in on the joke.
Yeah, they'll see like
ribbing you, like hey,
yeah, like John will insult me,
shit, right?
Or Jesse will insult me, and it's like, well, it's because we're friends, and they're like, oh, well, they're friends and they're insulting each other, so that means, and it's not. I mean, to anyone who insults me like in the stream chat or whatever, if you're listening to this, you can keep doing that because I do find it funny. But once in a while, someone will go like really far. Or the worst is when people will, and I think this kind of goes for anyone, but they'll be like, "Oh, you look like this like celebrity," and then it's like,
I always hate those.
I mean, for me, it's like Caillou, and it's like, okay, I don't need to hear that. Come on,
that is a cartoon.
Yeah,
You look
I
like the
did
guy from The Fault in Our Stars.
Yeah, they'll always pick like someone
the
who
one
is
who was
terminally
really
ill.
Dying one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They always pick some like sick person, and it's like you kind of look like them. It's, oh, thanks. Yeah, thank you.
It's never a good compliment because even if like you agree with the assessment, it's like, well, they're living $1 million life. Like,
Yes.
what do I do with this information?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't use this to my advantage, but they did.
Yeah.
I don't know.
have I brought this up on the show? I have my first like true reply guy. I think I have, right? Where
Maybe. Is it a curling one or
no, like not even like I feel like I'm a hot girl online because I just counted, and this person has messaged me on Instagram 24 times in the last 3 months without a response from me.
Oh no. Okay.
Yep.
But I'm sure that they're being nice. They're not being like.
What does it feel like?
No,
to
they're
be a
not
hot
being
girl?
mean. It's
Okay.
just like it feels bad, Casey. It doesn't feel good. I'm just like because it's like a mix. It's like he'll send me memes or like videos that I think he's a fan of my other podcast, the POD cast. So he will send me like music he thinks I will like, or like memes about new metal. But then out of nowhere, he'll ask like weird personal questions. Like I'll post a picture on my Instagram story about Calgary or something, and then he'll say like, "Why'd you move? Like, what was the reason for moving?" It's like,
why did you move?
to get away from you.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
So it's just like I've never had this before. Like Stefan said, definitely like one-off messages or whatever, or people thinking they're in on the joke and they're not, which is never great. But for the most part, though, our listeners are really great and respectful. And if people do DM us, it's very nice. Yeah. I almost always. The problem was I responded to this guy once. Because I do,
sure,
so you say something nice about your show, you're like, "Oh, thank you so much for listening," or whatever.
Yeah.
But then that opened up, I guess, the convo for this guy.
That we're besties.
But yeah, like usually people are very nice. They'll say something very nice, and I'll say thank you or whatever, and then it's over, and then that's totally fine. But
yeah, like I get phone calls and text messages all the time, and that hasn't really been an issue yet. Surprisingly.
No,
that's good.
I saw in the Discord you did send the picture of your ass to the person who won. I mean, you sent it to everyone, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of gave it away for free, as a.
It looked good, I gotta say.
Thanks.
Give away your ass?
Nice dump truck.
He's got a nice ass.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, Dan's got a big dumper, just like me. We're kind of a big dumper show.
Small hands, big dumper.
Yeah. Stefan's got a skinny little ass though. He's got a tiny.
Mine's okay. It's not like
Hank
huge.
Hill ass.
It's not a Hank Hill ass.
Play piano.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the fingers. So Casey, when you're messaging these people, like, is it like what is it exactly? Like you said, you're giving feedback on the show, or you're just trying to relate to something they said on the show. Like, what are these messages you're sending?
Yeah, you know what? My latest one, I'm just looking it up, but it's to this reality recap podcast.
Okay.
And I'm just getting into this reality show, so I appreciate they're kind of like making me feel less like an idiot for watching it. But I was struggling emotionally while watching the show because I started to. These are dumbass characters, so it's Vanderpump Rules. I'm sure you're familiar.
Sure. Yes. Yep.
They're dum-dums. They're rat people, and I'm hitting this point in because I threw out my back 2 weeks ago, so I just started like watching nonstop, and I've started to think that they're smart. Like I'm starting to think that they're strategic and maybe geniuses, and I was scared for myself. So I reached out to her.
Like they're being dumb on purpose. The Vanderpump people are being dumb on purpose.
Yeah, or since I've been watching so much, my intelligence is going down and I'm becoming one of them. I'm really frightened. So I reached out to her. I was like, hey, I just want to check in. Is this a normal part of this viewing process? Because I know you've been watching this for years. And it is unread, which I am thankful for.
That's good. I mean, I guess I think it's fine to like ask a question like that. Like, hey,
getting left on red like that does hurt though.
You didn't get this on red.
I prefer it. It's like a drunk text. It's like I do it before I have the the critical thinking impulse. So just writing the emotion, right? It's like, we're buds. We love the same thing. You're funny. I'm funny.
Yeah.
You get it?
You want to have sex with me right now? For sure.
Okay, that's not part of my inner narrative, but
that's John's constantly, though.
That's the drunk text I was saying. You've talked about that on the show.
I just always want hugs and cuddles. They're more like hug texts. That's
okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, literally, your first appearance on the show is Casey Novak versus a booty call. So this was not me being rude. This was me saying that is your inner monologue sometimes when you're drunk.
You're right. I'm slutty. You got no. I almost said I'm a whore because Vanderpump Rules, I've never heard the word whore so much in my life. They are just middle school adult children all calling each other whores nonstop.
That's cool.
Is it? Okay.
We should bring whore back. Like whore was that's a cool.
No, that's a no. No.
You can try, John, if you want.
No,
you can leave that effort.
I don't think I will. Stefan, what's going on in your social media?
There's an account I follow on Blue Sky called Cats of Yore. And it's like adorable photos of like cats from like the 1800s or like the early 1900s. And they always get replies from psychos who are like, if you let a cat go outside, you are a murderer. You can't do this. And in fairness, like I would never let Kiki go outside because of like cars and stuff and like other animals and like, but you know, cats are outdoor cats. That happens, right? And yeah, I guess they kill a bunch of birds, and maybe that's bad. But the way people will just so literally, this is a picture, and it's a little picture of a cat. It's black and white. The cat is sitting out in some grass in like a forest, and it says, "Just a little one, photo from my collection, 1957." And just immediately, this person's account gets bombarded with replies from people being like, "If you let your cat go outside," and it's a picture of a cat from 1957 that's outside. But
they didn't even have cars then.
No, well, the reply that I saw, which I think I think they have just phrased it wrong or something maybe. But the way they have written it implies that. Well, I'll read it for you. Free-ranging domestic cats, including feral ones, eat more than 2,000 species, some of them imperiled. A new study found the research, which included surprise species like camels, cows, and sea turtles, has raised concerns about the ecological fallout. So they eat camels, I think is maybe what they're saying. I don't know.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking. But are they saying like all cats, like a leopard would count, like or a lion? Like a lion probably eats a camel.
Well, but they're saying free-ranging domestic cats.
Yeah, so that's not the same thing.
So I think maybe what they're saying is that because cats will go outside and eat like birds and bugs and stuff, that they fuck it up so much that other animals in the food chain get fucked up too. But it literally did look like the person was saying they eat cows and sea turtles and camels. And it was just if you look at this person's account, it's like totally harmless, and they just post like old pictures of cats. And I would say every single day they'll get a reply from some person who's getting mad at them for posting a picture of a cat that was outside in like 1921. So I think this is why Blue Sky will be successful in the long run is because it has psychos like that.
Yeah, you got to have psychos to prop up any social media ecosystem.
Yeah, and psychos in a way, like not like the psychos that are on Twitter now, like the fucking like Nazis and stuff. These are like harmless psychos where it's like they're really annoying and weird, but they're not going to kill you.
What's Blue Sky?
Blue Sky is like...
you don't even know Blue Sky?
No.
It's like a social media... It's sort of like Twitter, and I think it's run by some people who used to work there. And I think Jack from Twitter is like tangential. He's sort of involved, but like it's just nice. You need like an invite code to join right now, so it's not like super busy or anything. It's quiet, but I mean, Twitter is just such a fucking cesspool. So.
You mean X?
Yeah, I do mean X, I guess. But it's so bad. Like, I mean, I deleted my account, right? Like, I don't. There's
it's a ghost town for me.
No reason to post there anymore. So Blue Sky is nice because there's no one really horrible on there yet, or if there are, if they are on there, I haven't seen them yet. So it's been nice. But I do genuinely think when you get the crazy replies like that, that's like the right level of crazy for a social media network. So I'm
like
happy
a
to see it.
neighbor being like,
yeah,
you do that.
Just a weird, annoying guy, but not like a psycho who will kill you. So yeah,
all right,
good balance. Yeah, John.
Well, speaking of Twitter, I saw a post on Twitter from Rolling Stone where, as part of their year-end look back, they decided to do an article called Elon Musk's 9 unfunniest jokes of 2023.
My God.
It's by Miles Klee, and really just so it really puts it in perspective as to like just how unfunny this guy is.
Yeah.
When you see
He's
like
the unfunniest person to ever live, I think.
when you see like
legitimately.
all these bits in a row that he thinks are funny, it's so wild. So there's a few really good ones. I'm just going to highlight a few of my favorites here. There's 9, so I'm not going to do all 9.
Aw.
But the first one was him threatening to turn at NPR into National Pumpkin Radio.
Oh, that's
I didn't know that.
Yes,
It was
apparently,
white lady.
he decided to have National Public Radio's account falsely labeled as state-affiliated media, and so he decided. So NPR decided to quit the site, becoming the first major news organization to do so. And its
Okay.
main account bio now reads, "You can find us every other place you read the news." Musk then issued a call to defund them, and then got into a testy email exchange with NPR reporter Bobby Allen that began with him asking, "So is NPR going to start posting on Twitter again, or should we reassign at NPR to another company?" And he claimed it was policy to recycle dormant user handles no matter the original owner. And then when Allen asked who might be given control of the account, Elon replied, "National Pumpkin Radio," with a fire emoji and a laugh emoji.
What? He thought it was such a sleigh, and he didn't use a pumpkin emoji. Come on.
Pumpkin
Come on.
emoji. Yeah. And then there was the famous riff with Bill Maher, where
He riffed?
Bill Maher said, like riffing, like comedic riffing, like he was on
Okay,
whatever
okay.
Bill Maher's show is called now, Real Time.
Yeah.
And so around the 4:30-minute mark of their interview, Maher says that Musk deals the cards of historical change through innovations in tech. Musk smirks and hunches like he can't wait to say what's just popped into his head and barely gets the words out without giggling. "I deal some memes too," he mumbles before breaking into a great guffaw.
No way. Okay. I have something to say about that, but keep going.
Well, and then just the last one I was going to bring up, which I didn't even know. He also dissed Rolling Stone. And he said that, I guess, Rolling Stone wrote an article about his mismanagement of Twitter. And then he said, "Wait, Rolling Stone emoji is still alive? It's not a real publication anymore, just a source for Wikipedia citations." And then shortly,
this is so bad. I'm reading this right now. Holy
and
fuck, man.
shortly after, he replied with a laugh crying emoji to a tweet in which a supporter called them Rolled Stone. If you can even explain what that's supposed to mean, we're all ears.
What?
Musk saw another acolyte quip, "Not much of a stone anymore, more like a pebble." And now he had the elements of his masterstroke. "Rolled pebble," Musk replied, proving for the umpteenth time that his idea of originality consists of repeating and recombining stuff he heard from other people.
Yeah, like an algorithm. He's a robot person. That's
He
why.
is.
He's
Yeah.
like those were all like playground bully kind of like roasts. That's
It would be-
so funny.
There is like literally there's only like one funny thing he could do, and I don't know, now that our episodes are on
yes or
YouTube,
no?
I don't know if I can say what it is, but God, that would be so funny.
I just
if
wanted to
that
say
thing
I
happened.
went home for the summer and I walked into the living room and my dad was watching the Bill Maher episode with Elon Musk, and I was so scared. I was like, where's my dad in time and space right now? What question do I ask? Is he laughing at this? Does he? And when I softballed him, he was like, "I find it interesting." I was like, "Oh no, I'm losing my dad.
Oh no.
This is how it happens."
Well, because I do think like, you know, I don't know how old your dad is, but like my dad, mid-60s, I think he would think he wouldn't know about all of this stuff of Elon, right?
You have to be
only
somewhat
knows-
online, I think, to know what a psycho he is.
He would only know like Tesla, SpaceX, and
Good businessman.
Yes,
Yeah,
totally.
exactly.
Like,
Innovator. Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure. I think that's exactly what my dad would say. I don't think he would, because I will say my dad definitely has some dinosaur opinions, but my dad is very good at like, if someone is like a dink or like a loser, my dad is
Yeah.
very good at being like, that guy's just a fucking loser. Like,
He could
Yeah,
tell, I
that's
think, just watching an interview, probably.
my
Like,
dad voted conservative his entire life until
wow.
until Andrew Scheer was the leader, and he was like,
Oh,
"I'm
I don't
voting
know.
for Trudeau," and he's like, "I don't even like Trudeau, but Scheer is such a fucking loser. I can't vote for him." So it's like, I think if my dad knew more about Musk, he would probably say that too.
Yeah.
But all
Yeah,
he
it's
would
gotta-
know is like what he reads in the paper. So he's probably
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, he's a genius business guy." Like whatever.
I will say there's nothing scarier than just three white men kind of nodding at each other in affirmation, like older white men going like, we do have the right take. It was horrifying. It was really chilling.
Yeah, it's not good. Anyway, speaking of horrifying and chilling things, let's move on to our block tale.
What did you tweet? You brought receipts, Blocktail. Woo! No longer can see that post. It's a Blocktail. Woo! You probably deserved it. It's a Blocktail.
Casey, the floor is yours.
That's me. Okay, so I was stoked because I was really like, I've really given you guys my best block stories up to date in my life. Hopefully my 40s really turn the tables on that.
It's like normal not to have that many blocks is the thing.
Okay.
'Cause
Yeah, this is
we're
your
at the
third
point where
time on the show, and you
Yeah,
have
we-
had two very iconic.
yeah,
block
we've
tales.
had a lot of recurring guests on, and by their third or fourth time on the show, they don't have shit, but it's fine because
Okay.
we like hanging out with them. So
Oh, good. And I love
Yeah.
you guys. Thank you. It'd be so meta if I just start blocking you guys right now in this
Well,
moment.
people
I
have
do-
done that.
I do always say, I said this on the last episode, but Dan is sort of our like backup block. Like if you need someone to block or be blocked by, Dan can just do it. So
Oh, I have one though. One came
Yes.
from my subconscious and I started
Yes.
laughing. I was like, oh, I have to share this one. And I was kind of outsourcing to my friends. I'm like, hey, do you have a block story in case I can't find one? And they're like, just make one up. I'm like, I cannot lie. That's not fun for me.
you definitely
Fun for
can
me.
too, though, if you want.
No, just me as a person, like that's not fun for me. I like
Right.
telling all my truths in the street and then crying later. But so that was a joke. But
I laughed.
thank you.
Rolled stone.
Rolled pebble.
Rolled
More like
bevel.
a
Rolled bevel. Yeah, it's true.
So I was so stoked when this one came to my memory, and then I was like, surely no one else has had this. So I went through your spreadsheet of all these horrifying tales, and someone else had the story 2 episodes ago, but I'm still going to say mine.
Please.
So Raquel blocked her therapist 2
Yes.
episodes ago. I have the same, but it's kind of like a reverse Uno card on the situation. So she blocked hers. Mine blocked me.
Whoa.
Wow.
no way.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was a really long relationship. We had like Raquel's was like kind of short lived. Ours was 7 years.
Whoa.
And finally, I was the one who would not shut up about Gilmore Girls, if you remember her story.
It was actually about Gilmore Girls.
It was not, but I just thought
That would have
would
been amazing.
That would have been crazy.
You need to shut it
could
down on Amy Sherman Palladino. Okay, I've heard enough. No, so I'm not going to go into like the actual backstory of like the other things that were happening, but this is just like the final message. So I was kind of on the fence about continuing working together at this point. So I wrote kind of a wishy-washy email about like scheduling in the upcoming months.
Now,
And
sorry
then-
to interrupt. Can we get just a little frequency? Is this like you're seeing them every week? Is it like when you say 7 years, like,
Great question. I would say on average 2 times a month.
okay, so this is
Okay.
like a very,
Pretty frequent.
yeah,
Yeah.
almost 100 times you've met with them or whatever. Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
And the closest thing to a marriage in my life.
Right.
Like 7
right.
years like of intimacy. She took all my money. Like it's been like a really and a fruitful relationship too. I will say like she saved my life in so many different ways. So there's lots and lots of good. So it was just kind of a slow, kind of weird exit thing.
Yeah.
Kind of related to going full carnival, actually. Back to the
Fair.
she had ideas about food. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so I wishy-washy email and I go, I'm not sure when I can schedule in the next couple months. And then she wrote back, she said, okay, got it, just let me know. Also, just letting you know that since I no longer use Facebook or FaceTime for business, just for pictures of kids and dogs, I whittled down my profile to close friends and family. So we were friends on Facebook. So she was just letting me know that she like culled her list of clients, or I don't know if it was just to me, but I was like, oh, the end.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, do you want me to look at her Facebook and see how many followers she has or friends?
No, that's okay. The more important question is, why were we friends on Facebook?
That's a great. I mean, that is kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, that is a little bit. Odd. There's
But,
and like this was a personal Facebook, like she was posting.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a little strange, but I mean, I guess as long as it's always sort of professional on there, and it's sort of just like, you know, you're with a therapist for a long time and you feel like you have that bond. I guess it's not like the worst thing I've ever heard.
No, I mean, it was really helpful and really, I mean, I should be saying 1,000 good things about this. It was just interesting on the way out. I was like, oh, I got cut from your Facebook roster. Like, I really felt.
Damn. And so then that was like the last straw for you, or you just never scheduled again, or what was the...
I think I was on the verge of not scheduling again anyway.
Right.
And that was kind of like a kind of kick in the butt on the way out. But that commenced like a year long of me just like taking it out on new therapists. So I would meet with like new therapists and be like bitchy to them. Like, you don't
I'm going to
have
add you as a
followers.
Facebook friend, and I need you to accept it right away, or I will not be your client.
Say that again?
Just like that you were adding them on Facebook and being like, look, you don't accept me as a Facebook friend, that will be a real problem for me.
Yeah, no, I kind of physically blocked a therapist in person because I went for like a trial session. You know, you get to know each other. Yep. She had the upper hand here in Vancouver because she had a like 5-page intake form where you just like answered everything, like your whole mental health history, traumas, just dumping on this paper. And I was kind of desperate to get back into a therapeutic relationship. So I spilled all the beans, and then I showed up and I had such a bad feeling about this person. I was like, oh no, I told her everything.
Oh no.
It was like a Bond villain twist. I was like, oh no. And she's a young woman, but she had like the oldest eyes I've ever seen in someone.
What have you seen?
Like infinity stones for eyes. I don't know, like, and her face would contort to like mimic sympathy or empathy. I don't know what was happening. It was just like a mime show of like, I would say something and she would be like, I don't know if you can see my face at all. I don't know.
We can see. Yeah.
It was very like contorting.
Right.
In a crazy way. And within 10 minutes, I was like, hey, can we just call it? Because this doesn't feel great. And she's like, yeah, you can go. I think she hated me too. So
this is why I will never go to therapy ever.
No, you've never been?
Not the therapy. Not really. No, not like. I think I went to. I killed a couple kids when I was younger, so I had to go to something for that. But like, yeah. But I mean, you know, how
it is. Government. They're always making you do therapy.
Yeah,
it's good. It can be fun, and then you can ghost each other on Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't even have. I have to get Facebook first.
Maybe Stefan, we've been searching for we need a new $100 club thing for next year. Maybe it's you go to therapy.
I go to therapy and record my Zoom therapy sessions.
Yeah, it's podcast episodes.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I mean, Becca and I watch couples therapy. You want to talk about reality shows? That's one of the best reality shows in existence.
I don't know about it.
Oh, Casey, you gotta. I'm not a reality show guy. I watch F-Boy Island and Couples Therapy, two very different shows.
Yeah.
But it's one of the top therapists in New York. And we looked it up, and I think she costs like $500 an hour.
Oh
so
God.
That's kind of the exchange, is like people are like, well, we can get our therapy for free, but then it has to be filmed. And I guess the way they do it is like the cameras apparently are like so concealed that you would just never, you have no idea in the meeting that you're being filmed, really. Yeah. And so, there's 3 seasons now, I think. And it's like every season is like 4 couples or whatever. And you just watch couples do therapy, and it's exceptional. It's very, very good television.
Is anyone getting better? Is there an emphasis on that?
They're trying. Yeah. Some people definitely do get better by the end of it. I mean, a lot of it, quite truly, and I mean, this is not surprising, but a lot of the couples therapy is just like the guy fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, let's try and free this woman from this prison that she's like, so. Yeah, it's a lot of that for sure.
Okay.
But it's really good. Becca and I quite enjoy it.
I mean, on the one hand, I love therapy and the fact like it gets less stigmatized and like make it more normalized. But I also think it's a huge red flag if your therapist is willing to video record it on TV. Like, I think that's not.
I think it's more just like she's kind of a legend. So like, I think it's like they kind of just let her do it because she's really good. She's like a New York City therapist, and like I think
it just belies like a self-interest that I don't think is
for sure. I mean, no question. Yeah, no question about it.
Like Dr. Drew. But did you guys watch the Jonah Hill documentary about his therapist?
I did watch about an hour.
No,
Oh boy,
I didn't want to.
Yeah, that's fair. And then it came out before all his bullshit came out with what he did.
Right.
That really like set up whatever the volleyball terminology is for like the 1-2 spike for his character.
Set and spike. Yeah. You actually, is it about, you used, I think, 2 of the 3 words.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Nice job. Vanderpump hasn't taken my brain after all. I'm so worried. I'm so worried about it.
We have a great listener block this week. This is a very simple block. This one is from
Sometimes
Jay.
Those are the best though.
Yeah. This one is from Jay. And all you need to know is that the Big Ten Conference, if you're not familiar with college sports, the Big Ten Conference is written B1G because in the stylization of the G, they make it also look like a 0. So it looks like Big Ten. That's all you need to know for this block. Jay writes, this year, my football team, the Michigan Wolverines, beat our big rivals, Ohio State. See, for the 3rd straight year, and OSU fans were mad. There's a relatively popular OSU blogger with the handle big_Ryan, and it's spelled big like Big Ten, B1G Ryan.
Right.
With B1G being an abbreviation for the conference we play in, the Big Ten. He was tweeting about how Michigan hadn't been impressive in any of the 3 wins, and OSU's coach just sucked. And so I responded, big_third_place_Ryan, and was blocked in seconds. Go blue, Jay.
There you go. I feel like college football fans are like psychotic.
I mean, that is just like, good for Jay. Like, it's just a harmless insult, but also like if you're getting blocked, like if someone's blocking you off of a harmless insult, it's like, oh, you're not born in the dark like we are. I mean,
especially with college
something
football
like that at me, I would never even think to like.
I think college football is the closest like American sports fans get to being as crazy as like European soccer fans.
For sure. Yeah, it's very tribalistic.
Yeah.
Same with Canadians in hockey, right? Would you say it's on par?
Not even really. I don't think
so. Not quite in the same way. No one's ever like killed someone at a hockey game.
No, college football is fucking crazy though.
But riots for sure, right?
Yeah, riots. But that's a sort of exclusive.
That's kind of a Vancouver thing and a Montreal thing as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the Vancouver diarrhea.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you for the Blocktail, Jay. If you're listening and you want to send in a Blocktail, you can do so at blocked@blockedparty.com. Just send us an email and maybe it'll get read on the show. You can also donate to the show at patreon.com/blockparty. $5 a month gets you access to 3 bonus episodes every single month. Last week, to help us celebrate Christmas, Joe Quazala joined us for a Canadian education episode on Michael Bublé's Christmas album. Had a lot of fun with that one, so that's up there right now. And coming up later this week, it is the 3rd installment of the 3rd season of Blocked Party Dungeons and Dragons, which we are playing with our friends Jesse and DB from Your Kickstarter Sucks. It has been an absolute disaster so far, and very funny, and it's been great.
Really insane and really good.
So you can check that out. You'll get that, plus you get our entire back catalog when you donate. So you can listen to all the D&D episodes right from the start. Plus, our back catalog is now over like 125 episodes.
Yeah.
So you're getting a ton more brain poison for just $5 a month. What a deal. We also have ad-free episodes, merch discounts, exclusive access to our Discord, a lot of fun stuff over there. And we just did the BP lottery, and one of our subscribers won their $100 back.
Congrats to Sheck.
Congrats to Sheck for that. So yeah, if you're at the, if you're a $100 club donor, you'll have a chance in 2024 to get your to get your sub for free. So all very good stuff. Check that out. Patreon.com/Block Party. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Blocked Party Pod and TikTok as well. You can follow us on Blue Sky at Block Party. And if you want to see the video of this episode, it's available on our YouTube, which is youtube.com/@Blocked Party. And finally, for Christmas, if you like the show, just tell a friend. We're here every week. We've done 266 of these fucking things. We're here. Tell a friend.
If you're hanging out with your family today on Christmas Day, fucking make them listen to this episode. Play this episode on.
Make them
speakers.
listen to this episode the whole time. They will love it. They're sick of Christmas carols.
Put this on. If it's not on the speakers yet, put it on the speakers right now. I'll wait. I'll wait 30
put it on
seconds
the TV.
here. Put it on
Put
the
it on the
TV.
TV. Go hero mode and put it on the TV.
Yeah. Okay. Is it now? It's now on the speakers. It's on the speakers now.
It's
now
on
on
the
the speakers
TV,
now.
and that means it's time for the top 3.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Uno, 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 uno.
Mustard.
3,
Socks. 2. Girlfriends.
uno, 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 uno.
Casey, what do you have for us, please?
Yeah, are we too bummed out by my block story? I just want to check in with everyone. Like,
No,
I guess
Absolutely
they're-
not.
No,
Okay, good.
we've had much
Much
ones.
worse. Much
Okay,
worse.
good.
Yeah.
All right, good. As long as my
I feel like every time you come on the show, you're very worried that you're like bumming us or the listeners out,
No,
and the listeners
Well-
love you. So I think
A lot
you're
of
good.
work to do to bum us out.
Son, you've seen my comedy.
Mhm.
You know why I'm concerned. I bum
I
audiences
understand. I
out.
understand, but like I think that you're you're too hard on yourself.
Dun, dun. Thank you. That's my Christmas gift. Thank you.
People don't get bummed out. I'll say this: I've seen a lot of comedy in my lifetime. People
Yes.
don't get bummed out if you're talking about bummer stuff, but it's funny. It's only
Yeah.
people only
Correct.
get bummed out when it's bummer shit and it's not funny, and then you're just like, "Fuck, I feel bad for this person." But you're very
You-
funny, so people don't think about that when they're watching your comedy or hearing you on this show.
You know what? That's so real because that is why my therapist blocked me. I kept bumming her out too much.
Well, you've never bummed me out, so
Thanks,
whatever
baby.
whatever that's worth.
All right, top three. Here's what I really want to talk about. The top 3 art forms that you personally just do not understand.
Oh,
Okay.
that's really good.
I'm
I
going
have
types
number
types
one,
of
I need-
art.
Types of
I have a number 1 form that I just need to bitch about, but yeah, I want to know.
Okay, well, we'll
art
start with
form.
your number 3, Casey. We'll work up to that. What's your number 3 art form you do not understand?
Fiber arts. I appreciate a blanket and I like beautiful things, and embroidery, yes, can move me sometimes. But anytime I hear the word fiber arts, I just hear it like something my colon should be doing, and it's not. It doesn't sound like it should be in the league of art.
Yeah,
Wow.
I can see that for sure. And
In high
I
school, when they offered different classes like pottery, ceramics,
Yeah.
graphic design, and then fiber arts, I was like, why is this girl in here? Like, I never had respect for it. I just
Fair.
lost you a lot of Etsy followers, but
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
we don't have any of those. You're safe. Stephanie,
All right.
number 3.
I guess I'll say like, and I feel like you don't see it as much anymore, but that like Banksy style of street art, where
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
like it's just like so heavy-handed, and I'm sure maybe there are good
Like when Banksy made that theme park,
yeah, I'm
like
sure yeah,
anti-Disneyland or whatever.
I'm sure there are good examples.
What
of
was it
that.
called? What was it fucking called?
was
It
that real?
Oh,
Yeah, it
it's
was
great.
real. Yeah, he made like a theme park, and it was like so heavy.
Dismal.
He
Land.
went full
Dismal
carnival.
Land. Yeah,
Yeah, he did
He
go
went
carnival
full
mode.
carnival.
he went.
Um,
he went full carnival.
I
Yeah.
think I'm sure there are good examples of that sort of thing, but it's the popular versions of it have like ruined it for everyone else. It's just so corny, and maybe it's
Yeah.
not for me, but no, thank you.
You can see that.
Well, I'm going to offend some of our past guests with my number 3, but my number 3 is improv, and it's not. Again,
Spicy take.
if it is good improv, no
great.
problem.
Yeah.
Sunday service I've had some of the
Yeah.
most fun times watching a show of my life, watching the Sunday service.
For sure.
I think there are many talented improvisers, but I think there are so many bad improvisers, and bad improv is impossible.
Oh yeah.
It's just like you're just watching people masturbate. But like without the sexual gratification, like watching someone masturbate for an hour and a half painfully. It's horrible. There's just nothing worse than bad improv. Bad stand-up excites me because it's like what happened in your life up to this point. Like I enjoy watching bad stand-up sometimes. But bad improv.
It is exciting because you don't know where it's going to go sometimes, right?
You don't know where it's going to go, and you're just also like, God, what the fuck happened to you? Whereas like improvisers, they're happy the whole time. At least if it's bad stand-up, you know they're having a bad time and they're living in it.
Oh,
bad
you're
improv,
okay because they're getting punished. I get it.
yeah, bad
Okay,
improv. They're like, whoo, we're fucking bad. This rules.
Yeah,
Like,
we're gonna get a group drink afterwards. Yay! Yeah.
And they, hey, we're Peanut Butter Shark. Here's our hour and a half improv show.
Oh, I just thought of an improv because I tried to do an improv joke at Jokes Please last weekend. It did not hit at all. It was such a clunker. But I was thinking of an improv troupe name off the cuff, and I said, "Where's the queef?"
That's good.
That's really good. Yeah, that feels like it could totally be an improv team that you would see on like a Sunday and like this is our first ever show.
But it's still the group still only has one woman in it.
Yeah. Exactly. And she did not want to be named this at all. They're like, "Wow, you got outvoted 7-1. Sorry."
That's right.
Casey, what's your number 2, please?
Ribbon dancing. I think it's at the Olympics. I do not know why.
It is at the Olympics, yeah.
Yeah, it's not. I can't get there. No, nope. Just no, I can't. It's something I feel I could get into. Like, isn't that one of those where you feel like you could just show up and rock it and be like, I'll get some.
Yeah, you're just waving some stuff around, but
yeah, do a cartwheel. Anything you could do in like basically adjacent to marching band that isn't marching band, I don't think is an art form I vibe with.
Yeah,
fair.
That's a good choice. Number 2 for me, poetry. Get it out of here.
No, I love poetry. Why do you
so rude?
Well, I think I'm sure I've seen some poems before where I'm like, that's a good poem, and that poem speaks to me. But I think probably part of it is similar to the Banksy stuff. A lot of the poems you see on social media fucking suck.
On social media poetry.
No question.
No, I mean, like I'm just, and that's the majority of the poetry I see because I'm not seeking out poetry. So
that's fair.
I know there is good poetry out there, and I've read good poetry, but a lot of the poetry I see, and it's my fault, it's bad. So I'm sorry.
Just modern poetry in general often is it's just tough. It's tough. But I feel for modern poet. Like it's tough. What is there left to say?
What exactly? There's nothing else to say at this point. It's all been said.
There's more stuff.
I know, but I'm just like, I think of like, I have a subscription to the Walrus, so they'll put like poetry in the Walrus or whatever. And it's just like, it's so rare that it connects with me. Like it is so rare.
Yeah. It's like improv where it's high risk, high reward,
Yeah. I agree with that.
I get it. But.
Yeah, don't we all sort of get there. Okay, fuck. I just had it and now I forgot. Hold on one second.
You got it.
Oh, Jesus. Yes. John. Okay. My number 2, art installation.
Okay, yeah.
I am just like, it's so, you want to talk about heavy-handed. Like it's just so impossible. Almost any time I've seen an art installation, whether it's a live performance or at a museum or whatever, it is very difficult for me to sort of like vibe with whatever message it is that they're trying to get out. It always seems like a joke. Like it seems like an ironic, like it seems like satire of itself. Like it's just, this collection of waste, it symbolizes this, like, oh my God, okay, fuck off.
You included live performance with the idea of it?
Yes, because I saw one time when I was playing in bands, we had a quote unquote band open for us that was actually just an art installation, and they had to be removed from the venue physically.
What? Wait, were they like just statues?
It was all these art kids, and they said they were a band, and it did technically have music playing underneath it, but it was like a lot of like weird dancing, and they had kind of like invented these instruments, and then they were putting very graphic pictures on an overhead projector.
Yeah.
And the person who was running the show, it was like it was this girl who was a friend of our lead singer, and she had never really put on a show before. And these were just like friends of hers from school. And they were like, oh yeah, we have a band. And then they put this on, and she was mortified because everyone in the venue is like, what the fuck? Like really, really rough pictures they were putting up. And so eventually she fully had to they had to cut their mic, pull the plug out of the overhead projector. It's the only time, I was in a band for like 4 years. It was the only time I ever saw a band get their mic pulled. Their mic.
That's so good. That's so funny.
And then they were causing problems with the promoter of the show, who was like just this lovely young woman, just like 20 years old, and they were almost kind of like physically intimidating her and being like, "Why'd you cut our mic?" And so they had to be kicked out of the venue, and we almost had to fight them. It was like,
oh my god,
fucking crazy. Anyway, so that's what I'm talking about.
What monsters? Yeah, no kidding.
Wild ride. Okay, Casey, you're number one. You got some shit you got to get off your chest.
I saw Maestro. Did anyone see Maestro yet?
No, it's the Bradley Cooper movie, right?
Yes. Okay. Conducting. I need like a try guy, whatever, YouTube explainer, and I need to see an orchestra with an expert conductor, with an asshole conductor, and then with no conductor. Because I don't know what they're doing. Like, even if they're being a human metronome, I would assume everyone in those chairs knows how to fucking keep time. Like, I don't know what they're doing besides, like, rave dancing alone, feeling their feelings. I don't know what's happening. And I saw Tar last year, and I love Tar, and I thought that was a great movie. I really struggled with Maestro, but fundamentally, and I was hoping that movie would do this for me. Just explain to me what the fuck is going on. Like, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know why this is important. I don't know why I'm supposed to be like in awe of it. Like, this very important man can wave a baton. I don't know. I'm okay threatening the classical musicians who might be listening because I don't think they're going to hurt me. But if anyone wants to like kindly explain to me what is happening or make like the perfect analogy for me, that would help me. Like, this is like the pilot of the plane. This whole thing will go down without. Like, I just don't get it.
Yeah, I think there's probably like a YouTube explainer somewhere that does explain it.
I'll say it. They're fucking frauds. They're not even doing anything. You know what I mean? They are fraudulent.
You have to assume they're important on some level because they've been around for so long. But
I'm joking. They might just be like the tree topper. Like, they're just pretty and people like having the idea that.
Could be.
I think
it could be.
My anger is coming from, I'm just over this idea of like there being like one singular person who's the most important person when obviously it's a group effort and like focusing on them so much. I'm sure there are more layers, but I'm just angry at Bradley Cooper at the moment. Is really
that's totally reasonable,
I think.
Yeah, very reasonable.
This is more personal than
yeah, of course. Number one for me, cave art.
Okay.
Come on. Who cares? That shit is not impressive.
What were they doing in there?
It doesn't look good. It's like, I guess that's a horse or whatever.
Where were the memes?
Yeah, it's not, look, I mean, I guess it's impressive that you guys looked at an animal and then painted the animal on the wall, but it really doesn't even look like the animal that much.
Like you're criticizing their technique, the caveman's technique.
Call me when there's cave art that is good. Okay. It's like the bar for cave art is so low. It's just that it exists and it's just there. I want to see some cave art that looks good. Show me some good cave art. And I know we have a lot of cavemen who listen to this, and you're gonna get mad at me. Okay, I don't give a fuck. All right.
Go slurp your eggs. Your bag of eggs.
Grab an egg bag and shut up.
Shut up.
My number one is pop country. Current country music. Fully do not understand what that's doing for people, even dumb people, because it seems that like in the people I know who listen to country music are almost all exclusively dumb, and I like them, but they are dumb.
Yeah.
Even for dumb people, I don't understand the appeal of that music. It is so bad. The words are terrible. Again, it's almost like satire. It's like you say like, oh, all these songs are about like trucks and beer in America. And then they all are about trucks and beer in America. It's like, what is happening? Every country song I've ever heard, I'm like, what the? I can't get there. There's other music genres I don't like, but I can hear the songs and I'm like, okay, I can see why people like this. Country, I am lost. It is so bad to me. It's so bad to me. I can't get there.
I'll just sip out of my Taylor Swift cup again here.
I like Taylor Swift, and Taylor Swift is like, let's be honest, barely country. Even her country shit was not super country.
Yeah, I'm not. I mainly agree with you, John. It's interesting though. This year, for some reason, pop country is breaking through. Like that's
what I'm saying. That's why it's pissing me off. Like Zach Bryan and you know, that, whatever the other
car cover was really cute.
Embarrassing. That was Zach Bryan that did Luke Bryan, and Zach Brown. And see, like these, I don't even know these fucking names.
But there's a new one. There's a new artist, and I don't know any of his stuff. But his name is Jelly Roll. Don't you like that?
No, I don't like Jelly Roll. No, Jelly Roll can. Anyway, not a fan. Don't get it. Don't understand it. But you know, hey, whatever. Good for them, or you know, good for if you like it. Good for you, or I don't know.
You're just anyway. A dumb person. Good for you, dumb.
Yeah, you're just stupid. But other than that, it's totally fine. Casey, thank you so much for being here. Great to have you back. As always, our first ever Christmas episode. It was a true blast. Before we like to plug.
Oh yeah, just my album. It's called Burger She Wrote. It's only available on Bandcamp, but you can get to it from my link in bio on Instagram at k.c.novak. Did I say enough dots? Yeah, k.c.novak on Insta. Thank you.
There you go. Follow Casey on Insta. Go check out her first album, Burger She Wrote. It's very, very funny. So yeah, give it a listen. And as for us, again, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Blocked Party Pod. You can follow us on Blue Sky at Blocked Party. And if you want the video episode of this show, it's at youtube.com/@blockparty. And if you want to support the show, support your two beautiful Blocked boys, you can head on over to patreon.com/blockparty. It's just $5 a month, 3 bonus episodes every month. It's a beautiful deal. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas. You're having a great holiday, whatever it is you're doing on this December 25th. We hope it's a great day. We'll see you back here next week for our first ever New Year's Day episode of the show. And there's no better way to roll into 2024 than the Blocked Party Enemies list. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Merry Christmas. Bye.